we should be live. Pardon me while I swallow some coffee in my enormously large mug. It's been that kind of day. Need some fuel. So tonight we are back with some Cyberpunk RED. Little story I'm calling CHOOM. It's a mashup of Cyberpunk and a sitcom, dark sitcom, as it ends up being. But tonight we have Kelly. Who are you playing, Kelly?
Hi, good evening. I'm playing Marius, the friendly neighborhood netrunner.
All right, and Richard.
Yes, I am Richard, and I am playing Laszlo, the not-so-friendly medtech.
He's plenty friendly. Plenty. If you're a dead person, anyway. He likes them best when they're dead. Jameis!
There's implications.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm playing Alina, the Tiki, or maybe a bit more at this point.
All right. Steven.
And I'm Steven. I'm playing Pinball, the resident solo and, guy who shoots guns.
Yes, shooting guns. Always useful in a cyberpunk-style game. Bringing us to Michael.
I'm playing 40, the agricultural positive rocker girl.
Okay. So, last episode, 40 gave a rocking concert as she completely undercut her rival, Jane, ! Name of the band, who 40 completely took her crowd away after some chicanery by her group, cutting off the power so that only 40 could be heard and rocking out. Got the love of the neighborhood. You went up in you're charting in the neighborhood anyway, maybe a little bit outside. Been riding the wave of that notoriety. Meanwhile, you did rescue Ollivander's child, and I believe the wife is still alive.
Sadly.
Yeah, no bonus for that. And your roommate assassin, however, did not collect her Pampers, at least as far as you know. What you end up, once you get back for the night, outside of her coffin cubicle is an opened box of Pampers from the late 2020s, with a note and a cred stick, basically paying for the next month's rent and utilities. Saying, I'll be back.
It's not as good as, we're sorry, we found this dead body, but I'll take it.
Yes, there's no head or body parts inside the empty Pampers box. It's just an empty Pampers box. Didn't even leave you the Pampers. Might have used those for some reason. But we're going to take up a couple of weeks later, beginning of the month, where yet again, a new night market is taking place. Ollivander has tapped you guys. So mark off a month's worth of expenses and living. Ollivander, part of the pay was to give you several months credit in your hotel or your coffin hotel stay. So that was part of it. After tonight's night market, you'll get paid another 500 EB. So if you were saving up for something, you'll get that cash after tonight's work. But in the final couple of weeks of last month, Kelly, what were you doing? You had some surgery done.
I did, so there's definitely some recovery. I got, that audio suite and a cyber eye. Now I've got the radio, so I can talk to everyone. Well, the others that have the radio.
Yep.
So
let's put this into perspective in the cyberpunk universe. You had a perfectly good working human eye removed. And had cybernetics put in. And this is why you suffer humanity loss when you get cyber installed. Yes.
Yeah. It got dry, so I don't know if it was perfectly good, I had to put drops in it sometimes.
Yeah, you just, didn't like the color of it one day and decided to pop it out. That's just how it goes. So other than convalescing and checking out your so what does your new gadget do for you? Let's start with that.
So the radio's the communicator's too cool. I've got a music player built in as well. Well, I don't have memory chip access yet, so that's to come later. So I just get the over the air radio signals, which is great. So it's something I can still listen to music. I can still listen to Jane. 40 on the radio. But the really cool thing is, because I got a Cyber Eye and the audio suite, I now have an internal agent, and it projects it into my Cyber Eye, so I don't need to carry around an agent. Everything is in the old noggin.
You get a lot of spinning beach balls and blue screens of death, and all
preferably
that fun
less
stuff.
death. Yes.
So how do you reject spam calls now?
It's just the flick of the head, right? You just got to get it right.
He
So it looks
suddenly
like
has
you've got a
Tourette's.
nervous tick
It's-
all of the time.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Scotiabank keeps calling me. Why won't they stop? Yeah. So.
Exactly. Anything else you're doing with your downtime? You got some cyber installed, did some convalescing, took some time to get used to the new cyber. Anything else?
Well, I definitely want to work on getting my yellow belt at the dojo. So I probably, when I felt up to it and I wasn't woozy from the surgery, definitely go over there and train.
Okay. All right.
So,
yeah. Did some training.
And before we go, what was our rent expenses? You mentioned that we had to pay.
Yeah.
That.
Oh shoot. So I
can do it
dropped it. Yeah, I dropped it in the
It was
chat.
basically food.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's food for
Comped.
this month because you're comped for your rent. So it depends on what lifestyle that you're getting, which is important, because if you only have enough money for the lowest lifestyle, I am going to assess a little crankiness modifier because you are not living good.
No, one up. So okay, perfect.
Let's see, just so I have it for reference here. Give me just a second. Let me get to the lifestyle section. Here we go. Lifestyle and housing.
I just reposted the link to your message in the Discord.
Kibble is 100 EB. Generic pre-pack is 300. So you're able to afford the 300. Okay, it's microwave meals, bowls of ramen, that sort of stuff, but it's still better than kibble, and it's just no negative modifier at all. So that's what you were up to, Laszlo.
Thank you.
Yes, I am Laszlo. Hi. I don't really give a shit about any of this. I haven't done anything over the past 2 weeks.
I should have asked.
There's no cyberware that I want. There's nothing there that I want to buy. It's all a lot of crap. Sorry.
I should have asked Kelly, so I'll start with you and I'll backtrack to Kelly. What did you spend your points on anything?
No.
Nope.
Not
Okay, Kelly,
enough
how
of
about
that
you?
even.
I don't. What points? I spent
Character
money.
points,
XP.
XP. Did you spend any?
Essentially, whatever they call them in this setting.
I don't
You
have.
should have about 65. I think if you got the same as the rest of us.
Improvement
65
points. That's right.
Oh
Improvement.
Yeah.
no, I didn't think to. I spent nothing.
Yeah,
Next
saving him at this point is
I
probably a
don't
good
know.
idea. There's
Oh,
very
okay.
little you can buy with what you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was so focused on getting my eye and ears done.
Yeah. If you do happen to find something you wanted to spend it on, just let me know in session later on, and that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. So Laszlo, you didn't buy anything. You're saving your money. So what did you do during your couple of weeks?
Nothing. But,
Nothing. Absolutely.
I
nothing.
mean,
Not
I
consistent.
worked as I should have done. Tinkered with the cryo pump that I've got to make sure it's all up and working. I guess actually, given that I used some of the drugs that I in the last adventure, I will have to find a workshop and replace them. I guess
Mhm.
that's really about it. I've not got
Okay.
anything else funky going on.
Let's see. So you said you worked though. So let me give you some money for working.
Oh.
200 EB, 100 each week. So 200 EB for just basically running with the ambulance crews.
Cool. That replaces the amount that I have to spend to make new drugs. So there we go.
Okay. Jameis, what was your character up to?
Okay, getting in touch more with the nomad side of your life, and indeed spend a whole lot of points, most of the points, in fact, to get a level of nomad.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So
since the nomads seemed, I looked at what their sort of the character sheet comes with, and it said that they had interface plugs for a gun. I'm not going to go with a gun. I got some cyber installed for neural link and interface plugs so I can better connect with the cars.
Yes. Yep.
And so also part of that, I would have talked to that guy that we met at the grocery shopping.
Sure. And you do happen to have wheels now, since you have the car from the last time. Okay, so that's what you're doing with your couple of weeks. You also had some convalescing time, did some surgery. All right, Pinball, Steven. What did your character do?
So, Pinball squandered all of his money for self-improvement enhancements. He got a pair of cyber eyes, which is not unusual. He got them kitted out, but he also went in for muscle and bone lace. He rolled really well on that, but he actually rolled poorly on the eyes. So it evens out. Being that as is, he's actually had to take a lot of time to convalescence and talk to Laszlo a bit about therapy.
All right, so let's do this real quick. So Laszlo, do you want to play psychologist at Pinball? Pinball is not all right.
Pinball is not all right.
Would this be part of my 2 weeks, using up one of the weeks? Because I'm happy to not work for 1 week to help somebody out.
I mean, I would pay him, I suppose.
Yeah. So you drop 100 EB and then whatever you want to charge him for the psychotherapy. It's at least 250 for the drugs you're going to need.
You have 20,000? No? Oh, well, sorry.
Oh, yeah. That's terrible. I guess I will go sit in a corner and play my games.
All right, so
I will help.
You will.
If I can, yeah.
So what are you going to charge him then?
I have no idea what the idea. Yeah, 100, sure. That's what I would have made anyway. So.
Okay, so it would cost you 350 for the drugs and Laszlo's advice. Now Laszlo needs to make a roll on his medtech skill.
Medtech roll.
Yeah, and I think the difficulty is based on how much humanity did you lose?
How much trying to get back?
Yeah, I'm just interested in how much he lost, though.
28.
Oh. So yeah, you lost 2 whole points of empathy.
It was a pretty hard hit.
Yeah. Okay, so humanity loss. DV is 15. Yeah, DV is 15.
All right. Well, I do this standing on my head then, pretty much. It's an odd therapy technique, but we both come from
Is this to
Turkey.
help with the body convalescence with the muscle and bone?
It helps with the mind. You need to get the fluids where they need to be. Yes.
Oh.
That is what humanity loss is. It's the leaking of the fluids from the head draining down into the other body parts, standing on your head. Yeah, that works it out.
Yes, this is what is making sense. And he does well.
An 18.
Okay, so then you get 2d6 points of humanity back.
Let's roll 2d6 and hope for a high number. 5.
Does that get you back into just losing 1 empathy or not?
Probably not, but I'll let you know when. Actually, it does put me up at 1 point.
Okay, yeah, it's better than losing 2.
I was starting off at an odd number when I subtracted 28.
So it would have been losing 3. Now only losing 2.
Yep.
See?
So you lose 350 EB, 100 to Laszlo, 250 to the drug companies, and you gain back that much humanity.
Oh, this was very good. We should do it again, maybe next month.
Yeah, I'm going to say you probably cannot benefit more than once a month from it. So, I mean, you can do it again for lost humanity next month, but just once per month, we'll say. So that's a week of your time in Laszlo. And I forgot to ask Laszlo, Jameis, Richard, and Steven, are you existing on a kibble lifestyle, or is everybody able to afford at least 300 for their lifestyle?
Well, let's take a look at my money afterwards.
I've got the 300, but I'm nearly running on fumes for the money now.
Okay, so that's the question.
Now it's time for night market, so it'll be good.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna you guys know you're getting a paycheck after tonight, so take that into account.
How much money did we get last time?
You get 500 a pop for the night market each time you do it once a month.
Mm-hmm. I am dead broke.
So you can't afford kibble even?
Again, how much money did we make last time? I think I afforded therapy over kibble.
So Ollivanders was 1334, I think.
1334.
Yeah, but he's comping us the
The rent,
apartment.
yeah.
So don't worry about that.
But that's coming to an end sooner than later.
I think he said like 4 months.
Yes.
So we got a bit of time here. So
All right, you're making me look it up. I'll go look it up.
Well, we got
It was
20,000.
20,000.
It was 20,000 divided between 6 people.
Yeah, but some of that wasn't money. Some of that was just comping you rent.
Mm-hmm.
I
I assume that was money plus rent. I assume we got that in money in the comp. That's
Oh
what I
no,
was assuming.
no. Some of that was all of
Well, in
it is
that
not
case, I
that low.
couldn't have to back out half the things I've bought because I don't have the money for it.
You can go into debt. That's fine.
500 each.
Okay, here we go.
Split between all of you, including Nancy. It's part cash credit towards your living expenses. 500 EV for each of you for 4 months. You have to buy your own food. Leaves 8,000 EV in cash to split 6 ways.
Yep, there we go.
Right.
So it was 1,334 then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was how much money we got over.
I'm dead broke and living on kibble.
Okay, so you can't afford the kibble though. That's 100.
Mm.
I can lend you some if you want.
See, this is important. I want to know who owes who because it'll come up.
I'm eating out of Marius's.
Ooh, I'll give you an out. You have a roommate who has a fully stocked part of her refrigerator that has paid for her portion of rent and expenses up front. You could eat her food.
Oh yeah, I'm above board eating Marius's food.
Mhm.
He's like, "Hey, Marius, you got any left over?" As I'm like stumbling around blind with bandages over my eyes as I adapt to my cyber optics.
Mhm.
And I knowingly but pretend to unknowingly or just don't care and eat Jane's food.
Okay, in which case, that's
Nancy.
that's
Nancy,
standard
yeah.
food then. Actually,
Nancy's food.
Nancy's food is actually great. She's stocked in some really good food, so that's actually 2 levels up. So, yeah, I mean, you're doing great. You're well nourished. You're eating all this wonderful high dollar food that she packed in the refrigerator. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That will come back, but there we go. So, leaving Michael, what has 40 been doing during the 2 weeks? And did you spend any of your experience? And did you buy any upgrades, tools, anything else?
So first off, yes, she spent the improvement points in vocals for
Okay.
performance. But she's relying so much on her synth to balance her out.
Okay. Sounds good.
Let's see. She didn't buy a whole lot. There's a few fashion wear. She's gonna get light tattoos at the night market.
All right. Yeah. You got to look good. Public figure now.
Yeah. Work-wise, she managed to hire herself out to the Fairy Metal Agricultural Festival taking place at the PIX, the PX.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much doing the same. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so if you work for at least one of those weeks, that's 100 EB because it's not dangerous work. You're just working the standard job. So you can have another 100 EB for working.
Don't worry, I've already calculated the money I got.
You did. Okay. And are you living on something better than kibble?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So what's the name of the group that you're playing with?
So that's actually week 2. I got to open for the Scottish band Taking Back Autumn.
Taking Back Autumn. Okay.
I don't understand any of the words they said at all. They
It's
either
all in
cursed me
Gaelic.
out or complimented me, and I still don't know. They sounded
Awesome.
angry and happy, and yeah,
Yeah, why not?
I got paid. And then promptly spent all of my money on clothing.
It sounds like a thing that a rocker would do. Okay, so we're going to take up then. That's how you spent your last couple of weeks. The new month, new night market. You guys, again, are playing security. Things are generally low-key in the night markets because if you cause too much of a problem, you're never invited back, which is a problem for folks that need stuff that can't easily be bought places. So tonight is, normal fare. There's a couple of altercations, which is mostly just people shouting at one another over prices, but nothing completely terrible. Ollivander gives you the thumbs up when you guys come in. He's still very appreciative for what you did for him. Low key in the background, he's upset that you didn't get the verbal clues that you were supposed to off the wife, but that's okay.
We made it explicit. We kept asking.
No,
who's on the
I
dead.
was very specific. I get paid for this.
Well, he doesn't want any record of him saying that to anyone.
We don't get social clues. I've seen our empathy scores.
You don't have the empathy for social clues. It's just how it goes.
It's why it is very much why I asked it for specifics. I do not work on these in vague, in between words. Not in contractual deals, anyway.
All right. 3. Okay, so James, so Elena, you are the first one that catches this. There's kind of an altercation going on. 4 really kind of dressed in, we'll call it business casual. They got jeans and they got like what are they called? They used to be called dock shoes, the kind of shoes that you would wear if you were sailing on a yacht. All right. So, and they're wearing very nice though blazers, white blazers. Their hair is immaculate.
Even though I don't have a gun,
is immaculately, just combed back, and there's a lot of hair product used. There's 4 of these guys that look like they could have came out of a GQ magazine, and they got this little person. I say person because you can't really tell if it's a kid or just kind of an underfed teen or early 20s. He's got kind of just like a mohawk kind of a hairdo with a white stripe, making them look like a skunk. Really small though, like 5'1", 5'2", wearing old style trench coat that's got lots of soiled patches on it. Like they're kind of approaching him, yelling at him, or them. You're not really sure. And they got him finally backed into a corner. He's looking around, trying to find a way to get out of this.
First of all, quick radio. Pinball, can you come in my location, please? Got a potential incident, and then I'm going to go and sit myself. Hey, what's going on here, guys?
Remember what my aid entails.
Especially now with 1 empathy down. The 4 guys turn to you and they give you these perfect smiles with there's thousands of EB worth of dental work done. Sparkle in the neon lights. Oh, by the way, you're in an old supermarket tonight. The night market is an old supermarket. So where the refrigeration cases used to be is where they've got this poor person kind of backed up. But these 4 guys kind of turn and give you these dazzling smiles. It's like, Ollivander's man, yes?
Well, woman, but yes.
It's a general word. Okay, look. Hey, this punk is trying to sell goods here without a stall space. Okay, so you know that everybody that sells here, the way Ollivander makes a cut is that you buy booth space, and then you're allowed to sell there.
All right. That's not great, but we can attend to it. Thanks for alerting us. We can cover this from here.
All right. About this time, Pinball starts moving through the crowd. Now they remember Pinball from the last months.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, they just smile and they're like, "Good, good, yeah. Let's keep it all even here, right?"
Mhm.
So they back up before Pinball gets there, and they kind of fade into the crowd. The young person, again, you really can't tell if they're a kid or just like undernourished. They smell really, really bad. You got any kind of skill in like
No.
basic history of the area? Any kind of
We got that local
Yeah.
jiggery skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a roll
So
on that.
Night City. Yeah, we got Night City.
Mhm.
Basic roll 16. Yes,
Oh,
that's pretty good.
yeah. So there are a group of people, just kind of not so affectionately called mole people. When Night City used to have a very thriving like tube system underground, subway system, right? When the bombs went off, of course, that pretty much destroyed everything, left a lot of very hazardous structures down there. And basically, when the construction teams came back to start rebuilding Night City, instead of fixing any of that, they just used foamcrete, which is basically a spray on concrete, just to seal everything up. So, part of the lore of the area is that there's a group of people that can't really even find decent living arrangements upsurface. So they're living in pockets down below that they're able to either cut into or found ways into. So mole people, smells like raw sewage. That's probably what the stains on their jackets are. And yeah, it's, you never really saw one in person before. Black hair with a white stripe down the middle of a kind of a mohawk sort of look.
Is Elena taller than this person?
How tall is Elena?
I don't know who really sort of.
This person is like 5'1", 5'2", very short.
I have to look at how tall her actress is. Probably be a bit shorter than Elena. She's not tiny, but probably a bit shorter. So I think it's sort of crouching down a bit to get more on the same level. Hey, kid, what's your story?
I got something to sell. This is where things are sold, right?
Yeah, we got rules here about that. What do you got?
Information.
Ooh, that's a different system entirely. On what?
I found something. Found something down below. One of them big cargo container ships. It's in a place you wouldn't believe, and it's untouched. Its containers are still on board.
Sounds good. Is that the sort of thing that is trying to think of salvage, the sort of thing Ollivander does, or is this pretty much not as far as I know? Or
So part of the background of Cyberpunk RED is that despite there being cyberware and all these futuristic things, new stuff is hard to get. So a lot of times people are fixing and using old stock, old equipment. So finding a container ship that might be filled with old, old what's called new old stock agents and other equipment would be amazing. Could be worth
but
a lot of
sort of thing that
Ollivander. No, Ollivander is he
I'm not
links,
saying we're not going to get into this.
Yeah,
but
Ollivander links people to things. He doesn't himself really do anything.
Okay. Oh, well, that sounds okay.
Yeah, I mean, you'd never, find it. It's like you wouldn't believe where it is. It's amazing.
Just sort of interesting in this about it. Link through to. I still don't.
Pinball, you're standing there now. You're right behind Elena's shoulder.
Yeah, but I'm like,
I want to link in our net runner.
Marius. Okay, well, Marius now has his agent plugged into directly to the brain. So
Marius got some interesting information here, and you know quite a bit about information and stuff. You might be able to find this useful.
Mary's here. What do you got?
Yeah, we've got some information here that you might find useful about potential resource. Look around, sort of see us as make sure there's no one else around that we might want to take advantage of.
All right. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to shoot someone? Hack someone?
This might be information that
I
I
shoot
don't
the
know.
people.
Yeah,
I love it how
this
the
is-
hacker's first thoughts are shoot someone.
Yeah,
That just tells you. Yeah, I mean, that's right there. It's empathy 2 team all around.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
I
But the,
reckon you'd probably know something about information and that more than I would. So
Does everybody have radio communicators now?
40's buying one tonight.
Okay.
I don't think Laszlo cues. I get the impression.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laszlo probably has an old style like CB
CV radio.
right for your work. Yeah.
Uh,
You can just message me on the agent. I don't care about.
yeah. I'm not sure what the difference. Why we bother getting all these radios when we do have agents. But
Instant communication that can't be necessarily tracked by everything else.
So look,
Yeah, so-
can I sell my information? I didn't know there were rules here. I'm not even asking for like the funds up front. I'm asking for 10%
Yeah,
of
so,
the recovery.
selling information isn't really something that the market's for. I mean, you can sell that sort of thing, but it's not really. You'd set up a booth to sell that off sort of thing. So,
Well, those guys got really mad when they wouldn't agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I want 10%, and they tried to give me like just upfront money. I don't. It's worth a lot, and I
What
want
makes it
a
worth so
percent.
much?
it's untapped resource. Yeah, Marius, what we have is a basic idea of a cargo ship stuck underground. What sort of information can you do with that? What sort of resource would that be in terms of accessing? Is it value involved just knowing of that?
Well, I mean, the person you're talking to, and since unless you're sub-vocalizing, is hearing what you're saying, just starts rattling off a number. So it's a cargo container ship number. So
can you access that, Marius? Can you get information on this particular cargo number?
well, if I can get access to a net that's got that database.
So Ollivander sets up a network during the night market so that people can do transfers and looking up values of things so they can make informed purchases. So if that data happens to be in the local network, you might be able to find it. So what this is going to be is basically go ahead and give me your roll ability skill. Make me a check on that. If you fail it, it's just not available. It's not that you don't find it; it's just not available.
Okay. So what is my role ability?
So-
Is that a skill? Sorry.
Library search.
Yeah.
I assume that's education.
Well, you have your class comes with a role ROLE ability.
Oh, that's
Okay.
interface. Yeah, that's
Yep.
7.
Go ahead and roll that D10 plus that roll. I'm going to
Oh,
set the
okay.
difficulty. Since there isn't like a citywide database of some things, I am going to make this a little bit more difficult. We're going to call it a 15. That's what you need to hit
15. And I can spend luck. I have
before the roll. Yes.
Oh, there it is. I have 8. So if I spend 3,
And luck refreshes at the beginning of the session. So
if I spend 4,
Then you've got like a 50-50 shot.
all right. So I'm going to roll a D10 plus 4.
and then plus your
Well,
7.
plus 7.
Oh fuck!
So 11 total.
Uh-oh.
Jeez.
You don't know nothing.
I'm going to need
That
another
goes down.
book on this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not there. It's not available. You do notice that there are cargo manifests for the day before essentially the bomb went off. But of course, that day the shipping manifest didn't update, and so you don't have it. I mean, you can see in the you do find a manifest. The ship was due to dock on the very day that the explosion went off. So nothing updated that day. But you do verify that that is, in fact, a cargo container that was due to be in a harbor the day that this happened.
Okay. Sorry, guys, can't give you much more. Ollivander's network, it just doesn't have this information. That's totally the reason.
You do verify that it's a good number.
Yeah.
So there's that.
All right. Yeah, we can deal with this. Not here at the night market. This isn't really the place for that sort of thing. But we can definitely come to an arrangement with this.
Oh, so you want to buy my information?
Yeah.
Oh, great. When do you want to go? I can take you right now.
We won't be at the moment. We've got to run the night market and sort of got to pay.
Oh, wait a minute. Elder told me that you need a contract with people. My name is Skunk. Puts out his hand.
Take his hand.
Still can't tell.
Yeah.
What is your name?
I'm sure Alina's got grease on her hand. He's got sewage on his hand. So it's like...
And so you agreed to give me 10% of the profits of whatever's on that container ship?
Yep. Yeah. Alina doesn't have social skills, so I'm not going to bother trying to haggle or anything.
Okay. Shakes your hand. It's a deal then. When do you want to go?
I said after I need to make arrangements with my team.
Okay.
So is the night market at the start of our day, like we'd have plenty of time afterwards, or would we probably?
You probably slept all day for this because the night market happens late. Okay. Usually it goes all night, starts winding up around 5 a.m. just so that you're out before sunrise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll say after the night market.
Okay.
Yeah,
in the alley over here is a manhole cover. When you want me, goes down and tears off a little bit of cloth off the bottom of their really ratty trench coat. Tie this to the third rung.
All right. Can do. I give it to Sebastian to play with.
Sebastian eats it and gets strangulated by the threads and dies.
Remember, Sebastian's intelligence is more than the rest of us.
So after that, after you've made your agreement,
I'll be talking to
the deal a shake. Skunk takes off, just kind of fades in the background and makes their way out.
I'll be talking to the other members of the team, see if they want it or not. Hopefully
so again, Pinball, you're standing right there. Was there anything you wanted to do before Skunk takes off?
Shoot the kid or
consider shooting the kid, but assumes that the kid is necessary to bring us to the place.
Does anybody have what's it called, the social skill when you're trying to figure out what someone is thinking? Or
human perception?
Yes.
Perception.
Yeah.
I think everybody has to have some, I think.
Yeah, well, the two of you that are there that have met Skunk can make that roll.
Based on empathy.
It is.
Ooh. Worse than worse. That's great.
Pinball, you can roll that too. You're standing there and you're visually seeing Skunk, so you can roll it too if you want.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Steven's still there? See, that's the problem with not having the video. I can't tell when he's frozen.
Oh dear.
We'll assume he fails.
Yeah. I'll go on. Okay, go on. So Skunk disappears into the crowd. The rest of the night is fairly uneventful. You do see those 4 well-dressed gentlemen here and there. Oh, there he goes. Yep, definitely dropped out. Doing some more shopping around. They've got like an old style gift bag that they're just kind of filling with stuff that they're buying from stalls. They don't offer any other problems through the night at all.
Yeah,
when they run into you again, Elena, they just give you a thumbs up that you're taking care of the problem.
Yep. Also, we're talking to Laszlo and 40 and confirming with Marius if are they interested in coming along too. Yeah,
so let's just assume that at some point you run into each other or you arrange to meet. Maybe after the night market's over and you're kind of helping just clear out stuff, you all get back together. If you guys wanted to buy stuff during the night market, you could have purchased it now. You get paid your 500 EB for the night, so you've got that cash if there was anything you wanted to buy.
I am over by the same food seller as the first night market, going definitely non-human meat.
No, I thought that was the grocery person. That was the grocery shop.
Actually, they've got a different
You
sign
were
this
here
time.
for the first night market. You were missing for the first night.
Ah, okay, well.
This time they actually have a sign that says definitely human meat.
Mm.
It's like, it's marketing. For some reason, people want to eat human meat these days. I don't know. It's not. I mean, it's dog, but
It varies from person to person. I can't wait to go.
Yep.
So yeah, are you guys interested in this? I'm planning on going by myself and nothing else to check it out. I'm always interested in the potentiality of new tech.
all right. So yeah, Elena tells you the proposition that there's a cargo
I
container
proposition you.
somewhere underground with the containers intact that one of the mole people is willing to lead you to for a percentage.
Trimble made the roll of a 12. I don't know if that was just a delayed roll that finally came
Well,
through.
I assume it is because Pimple was not on.
Yes, I don't know if that would. I doubt.
Yeah, no,
Honestly.
12
Oh, there
doesn't
we
do
go.
it. Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
We assumed that you had dropped. I was saying this. That's the thing about not seeing video. I can't tell when you freeze up. Steven, you back?
When you don't
There you
hear
go.
my heavy breathing, that's all. I mean, he hears it when I'm not muted, but I mute myself a lot. So
Right. Okay. So yeah, 12 doesn't give you anything. So yeah, nobody notices anything really. So you guys are back together at the end of the night market, just helping clean up before dawn hits, clear out of the location, and then Elena is telling you what's on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, real quick though, Bert.
Mhm.
My special ability would kick in if it counts as a threat assessment.
Not a threat. Not a
Okay,
threat.
then no.
Nope. We'll go and get ambushed in the perfectly normal way that everyone gets ambushed.
Emotionally.
Yep.
So we're going to this warehouse. And
Underground cargo ship.
Okay, all right.
Well, I assume because I assume it's a mole person, as we call them. They probably found it's probably got the area where it was probably got paved over at some point, and then just got trapped underground. They found it.
The mole person did not say what was in the cargo ship.
But if it's a cargo ship, and Marius found reference to it, so we know it exists as a thing. We know some vague idea about what's in there. So I'd go for it. It's worth a chance. It's worth a chance. If you don't want to come.
Sounds expensive. I'm not sure how much a chance is worth. But...
Yeah.
Brad, girl, did you by chance think about how we're going to get the cargo out?
Nope.
Doesn't even know what the cargo is.
No.
I don't care if it's a stack of phones that's tall. Well, it's tall.
Worst case scenario, if it turns out to be actually worth quite a bit, we can probably arrange talk to Ollivander to talk to someone or something to do a proper excavation. Is not the right word. Let's drill down once we have a proper assessment. They have some idea about what it is that we're getting in that. Well, once we know, is it worth 5 EBs or is it worth 5 million EBs? If it's worth 5 million EBs, we'll go pay someone to drill down and get the damn thing.
If it is 5 million EBs, I will kill the skunk.
If they find other stuff worth 5 million EBs, that's
if it's a few thousand, we'll pay them the 10%. But if it's 5 billion, we're killing the skunk.
Yes, but if you kill them, then they can't give us more offers later on.
About that offer, shouldn't you have explained to him how to present this in the future? Namely, telling Ollivander before he gets himself.
No, we can talk about that later.
Of course.
Would not necessarily have come to us if it went to Ollivander.
Yeah, I mean, next time they can just come directly to us and we can deal with it. I mean, this isn't something that Ollivander doesn't really get into the reclamation business, so that's why I didn't really bother bringing it to him. But we can talk to them about, as they're a fixer.
Ollivander's more of the, if you have something to sell, he can find a buyer for you.
Yeah, and
But
so once we
he's-
know what we
yeah.
have to sell, then we can start talking business. Until then, there's not much point.
He's more of a fence on a very large scale.
He's a connector, is what it is. Like, because even a fence would they would hold the merchandise. Ollivander's not going to hold shit, but he will connect you with the person that is willing to buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a fixer. He's one step up from a fence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go.
He's fence management.
So I'll go put the rung over on the manhole cover.
I am not stressed for sewer.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do have the feeling that consider you're going to have to go down a manhole cover to get a hold of skunk. You might have to be doing some sewer creeping.
Question, Bert.
Mm-hmm.
I did recover one piece of gear from the last session, presumably night vision goggles.
Mm-hmm.
I would have them. Or do you want to pin down what those exactly do entail?
Basically, they're just. They just work.
Smart goggles with low light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, then I will put down smart goggles with low light.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know what these other guys have for seeing in the dark, but I'm good.
I assume we can get some basic overalls from somewhere. Vending machine overalls.
Get your
I have a
wellies.
closet for it. I just don't have it on me.
Is that what they're called? Wellingtons? The hip waders?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems prudent that we should all have that.
You're not wrong. I mean, you can go to essentially the local all night mart and get some protective clothing.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go and get some, I'll go and tie the thing to the.
They're like
Run,
single-use,
dispose,
disposable, wear them once and burn them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
How far are we from our apartment?
It's in the same city block, so you're close.
I've got nothing. So,
I mean,
Does anyone else need to head back to the Coffin Hotel?
no, have guns with me.
I'm just curious about these night vision goggles. Are they for sale at the night market?
If you want to buy some, yeah, I think they're in the gear list.
Are they in the gear?
They're goggles, yeah.
It would be smart goggles, and then you would put in a cyber eye option, low light in this case.
500 for the smart glasses, and it gives you 2 slots for cyber optic options.
Oh, and they get installed in the goggles. It doesn't reduce your humanity.
Yeah,
Correct.
no, but you've only got 2 slots. That's the main thing. And you got to buy everything still. But yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to spend 500 though.
Plus the optics.
Yep.
And just buy flashlights.
Yeah, I'm gonna save up for that for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to cut 2, or do we want to?
Sure, that's fine. I mean, you dropped
stuff?
a few EB to get some disposable wear that you can take down into the sewers. You wrap the bit of cloth around the third rung as instructed. You're sure if you're supposed to wait or not. You just go back up, or do you just wait?
I'm sure. Actually, no, I won't assume. I'm going to weigh the top.
Okay. If you wait at the top, maybe half an hour goes.
Down.
Yeah, about half an hour goes by, and then you see Skunk at the bottom of the ladder looking up.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, I wave. Yep.
All right.
Thumbs up. I assume thumbs up is still current technology. That's still current social stuff.
Still in vogue. It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah. And now it's
Skunk has a box with them, and they start handing out these like Coleman lanterns. They're a big LED with the D cell type of. Starts handing them out to everybody. You're gonna need these. It gets really dark down here. It's supposed to smell bad too. I don't notice anymore, but hands over like a little jar of Vaseline. Put this under your nose, and it's not so bad.
Yeah. I'm going to
Laszlo is already kitted for this, I believe.
Indeed,
I'm going to get my agent to record as we move, so like we've moved this far along at this angle and stuff, just so I can trace the route back if I need to.
Okay.
Assume the agent can do that.
Local stuff works fine, and your agents are able to make a
It's
network.
just like relative
between-
measurements. It's not even absolute measurements.
Well, no. I mean, I'm getting to what I. So
Yeah.
your agents are able to connect to one another down here, but as soon as that manhole cover gets closed, you are no longer have access to the outside networks.
Mm-hmm. But you still have the relative movement of we walked on here 10 feet this direction at this altitude. So yeah.
Though Elena
That's
knows that if you wanted to make a makeshift antenna, you can basically clamp an antenna onto any of these pipes around here, and you can probably get a signal. You would probably know that, so I'll give that to you. Right. So this is the first time some of you are seeing Skunk as they're handing out these lanterns and hands over the little Vaseline to put under your nose. It's like it's quite a walk, but we'll get there in about it takes me about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Those of you that have not already rolled that human perception can go ahead and do so.
Jam.
40.
15 is the threshold we're looking for.
Oh, two of them. then.
So. Dun, 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 dun. I know all your secrets.
No,
Big
both of you
funny.
realize just right off the bat that Skunk is a special person, probably in the autistic range. Never really meets your eyes and looks everywhere but right at you. And it's not because they're lying. It's just it's very troubling for them to look directly at you. Always is doing like drumming their fingers on their arm or tapping a foot or something as a stimulating, called stimming is what it is.
Yeah.
So you follow.
Reinvent fidget spinner.
Mhm. And as you're moving along, if everybody can make me a perception check.
I perceive nothing.
This one's
Not a
harder.
human
Actually,
perception.
hold on a second. No, just a regular. This would be sight or hearing. If you got enhancers for either one, spelling won't matter. Sight or hearing, though.
Pinball
Oh, wow.
gets it.
That's why you keep pinball around.
Right. Anybody that
Oh,
did better than 11?
no, I'm out. Everyone else did.
Yeah, everyone else. You closed the manhole lid behind you. Yeah, I mean, whoever was last, you did it. So as you start going down the tunnel, you hear the manhole lid close again. So you guys, you've already moved on. It's like a couple of minutes of you're moving down this tunnel. This actually isn't. There's not. This is not like you're not going deep in the muck and mire of human crap and everything. This is actually more like a utility passage right now. It's not the sewers, right? So this is more like a utility passage where old Night City used to run, conduit for electricity, networking, and stuff like that. So it's not too bad, but those of you who are sensitive to it, it smells real bad. So anyone who passed that perception check, okay, so you've been walking for 5 minutes, and then you distinctly hear the thud
From
of
skunk. So
of
I heard nothing. Everyone else got it.
sewer lid closing a second time behind you.
You have more of you people up top?
No. I drew this month to come up and get supplies. So just me. We don't come up often. People don't like us.
Seemed fine to me.
Is someone supposed to be following us?
No. Did you bring more people? No.
Am I having to kill someone already?
What?
Only if they look slightly aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have followed us into sewer.
Who did? What?
There is someone following us, Elena.
Then
Did you not hear?
person.
No. Skunk, did you tell those other guys anything about what you knew before you told me?
I talked to a few people, trying to sell my information because you sell things at the market, and nobody would wanted to take my deal.
It could be someone else then who wants to follow us to find out what's going on. May have competition.
Irksome, you take the back. Marius and I'll keep an eye on the front.
Okay.
What
She
did
says
you
Captain
call
Nerd.
me?
Irksome, it's a pun in English.
I speak English. I understand this. I'm not sure I appreciate this.
You speak English.
He takes the
He's playing in Turkish.
ha ha ha. Very funny.
Come on, Skunk, let's go.
So the utility tunnel is wide enough that two of you could walk side by side. There are a couple of side passages that Skunk just passed by. So how do you want to do this?
I'll be with Skunk.
Okay, who's just going to keep walking forward?
Yep.
Unless you ask for them to stop, they're just going to keep walking.
I'm sticking with Skunk.
Okay, Laszlo, what are you doing?
I guess I'm going forwards as well. I'm no use to anybody.
Okay.
Yes.
Marius?
Well, I don't want to get stuck down here and get lost, so I'm going to follow the group. I don't have night vision, so I can't see.
Okay. You're going to stay with Skunk then. You've got your lantern. So it sounds like it's 40 and Pinball then that turn around to see what's going on.
I just told Pinball to keep an eye out. I'm going to keep my gun trained forward in case anybody comes around aggressive.
Okay, so you're staying with the group. You're just keeping an eye out behind. So Pinball's going by himself.
Pinball is once they turn a corner, do they have any light?
So far they have not turned a corner.
Well, sorry.
just going
What I
straight.
mean is, does it look like there's light to be able to follow from a distance because they're going in a straight line? Is there any corner that they can cut which would break the line of sight?
When
You
you
mean
say
us?
they, do you mean your group or do you mean who's following you?
Potentially me if I get left behind.
Yeah. I mean, so far, Skunk is going straight, but there were a number of side passages that could have been taken. And it is pitch black down here. There's no electricity running. You do see safety lights embedded in the concrete, but they're not on.
I let the group go like forward, and then I start looking back to see if I can see anybody.
Okay. The light's pretty bright and it's fairly level, so you can still see the light moving off in the distance.
Mm-hmm. But I'm looking now the opposite direction towards where we came from.
Okay, make me an awareness check. That's what I was trying to think of before, not perception. Awareness. That's the thing.
I think you have perception because awareness is the category of skills.
Mm-hmm. So it is. It's seeing in this case. Anything.
I
that'll help
have
you.
straight up perception, so I will roll straight up perception. Oh, I have failed, which has resulted in a 12.
Okay. You don't see anything. You don't see any lights. Assuming that you put on your low light just so that you're not yourself giving off light.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So you don't see any lights.
And I don't see anybody picking out in my view. I mean, the eyes are new, so it's like I'm not quite adjusted to them, and this is a new experience.
Yeah.
And
No. Nothing. You don't see a thing.
so, assuaged for my fears at the moment, I go back to the group, catch up.
Okay. Yeah. You hurry up. As you get there, Skunk comes to a big steel door. It looks like it's probably, it's got a lot of rust around it. Like if you just haphazardly looked at it, you wouldn't even think the thing would open. But Skunk kind of leans into it and it does kind of swing open. You notice the thing is very thick. It's a good 6 inches thick, almost like a blast door. Pushes into it and says, you're going to have to be careful in this tunnel. It's taken damage and the floor might give out beneath you. So like there's a railing. Keep one hand on the railing in case you fall. Railing is really strong. And taking their own advice, they grab the railing and start going forward.
And hands on the other hand, railing. I have no hands left to hold weapons with.
So it is it's kind of a grate like a wire grate steps going down, very industrial, right? And you do notice that there are several places where the welding's popped and it's corroded. You watch a skunk kind of tries to stay to the very edge of the steps as to start going
So
down.
you do that thing where you walk on the edges of the steps as you go down.
Yep. So who is right behind Skunk?
Elena.
Okay, Elena. I would like you to make me a roll.
Ooh.
Make me a very good roll.
Oh, I'm not going to do a good roll. I can't do that.
If you have any kind of athletics.
Well, everyone has something.
Yeah, everybody's got some.
No, it's not looking great. Where's that under?
Body athletics.
Athletics. Oh, yeah, there we go. I can roll that. Do you want me to roll that?
Yes, roll that, please.
14.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
Elena, I think, is kind of a small person as well, since you were wondering if Skunk was taller or shorter than you.
5'6".
So yeah, so you're kind of following behind Skunk as well, keeping to the edge.
Sebastian really weighs her down, those.
Yeah, that's it. He's a chunky boy. Who's next after Elena? Okay, 40, same thing.
Just follow what Elena did.
Okay, if you're following along, the DV is easier.
I figure she's slightly larger than I am, so she doesn't break anything. I won't break anything.
Yeah, no problem. You go down as well. You hear the stress of metal beneath your foot as you go down, leaving Laszlo after several people have passed before him.
Oh, don't leave Laszlo.
Laszlo, go ahead and make me an athletics check as well. Are you trying to follow in their footsteps, or do you want to try something different?
No, I can't think of anything different to do right now, so let's just... Another.
Dance along like on the head of the
Man. All of the green numbers for me today.
Yeah, all good. Again, you hear a slight creak of metal. Pinball then is bringing up the rear.
I'm going to first try to close the door behind me.
Okay.
Marius would be first.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So where is Marius in the group? Let's ask that.
In the middle, I guess.
In the middle. Actually, yeah, you'll be right before Pinball, since Pinball is bringing up the rear. Pinball stopped to pull the door closed, which you're able to. It creaks, but it closes. And Marius, go ahead. And are you following everyone else, or are you doing something different?
Yeah, I'll follow. I don't feel comfortable enough to not.
Okay. Following behind everyone that's gone before, and you were hearing like the stress pops here and there, so you just add more weight onto something that's already stressed, and Marius, you fall through.
Great.
Assuming you were keeping the advice of holding on to the railing.
Yes.
Pinball, you hear a as Marius falls through the grating. Hand is still on the rail, so she's just kind of dangling there. The rest of you kind of turn around and look as well, seeing Marius is holding on for dear life. It's a long drop below.
A little help.
I finished closing the door first.
Take your time. It's okay. It's only death if I let go.
I guess I am right ahead of him, so I will turn around and try to fish him up.
Okay. You do?
Do you want a roll for that, or
nope? That's fine. You just Marius, I think, is also kind of a small person. Yeah.
Yeah, 5'8".
Oh yeah. It's not a big deal. You pull him up. So Pinball, that leaves you. Now Marius has pretty much demolished the step where everyone else was walking down. So what do you want to do?
Skip a step.
Yeah, easily done. But do you want to continue to follow the same way they did, or not?
As there is no map, I have no visual interpretation of.
It's just a stair. It's just a very deep stairwell going down. The stairs are of that grated variety. It's metal mesh, crisscrossing.
Kind of like what they have on ships,
right? And it's got a metal frame around the edges and front edge, and then you've got this rail going down on your left-hand side.
Is there not railing on the other side as well?
There is not. It's empty air on the other side.
Jump.
Your light does not illuminate the bottom.
my sight doesn't either. No, doors closed. It makes a lot of noise opening and closing, right?
It does. Yep.
All right. So I'm just going to slide down the banister.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, make me an athletics check.
I do that because I have athletics.
Oh yeah. So you slide down, but just so that you don't slide over everyone else's hands, you just handily hop off right behind Marius, and you are with the group again as you continue to descend this very steep set of stairs going down an amazingly long distance below. Your lights illuminate old-style diesel generators that look like they weren't in use even before the blast that took out Night City. Like this was like really old tech. The generators are still here. You see big tanks that would normally hold diesel fuel. There's little gauges on them, so they're all showing empty.
Think about the tank, the generators. I didn't shake my head. Too big.
Okay. And then finally, Skunk. So you've been walking along for a good 45 minutes at this point, and then you come to a brick wall that has been it's ruptured. It's like it was something on the other end kind of pushed, and some of the bricks are bulged out on your side, and it's kind of got a very large crack in it. It's large enough that all of you can kind of squeeze in, and Skunk kind of drops down, just kind of because they're so short, they kind of just duck walks into it and just kind of says, "Come on, you can all fit. It's fine. It's bigger on the other side."
Yep, I'm going. Yep.
Okay. It's very narrow. You can only go. You can't walk side by side anymore, but Skunk's leading the way, and you're noticing that you're no longer. This is like a natural fissure that you're in. It's not. It's no longer like a utility area at all. This is like natural rock around you. It looks like a seam was split in the earth here and just broke this brick wall. So it goes along another 15 minutes or so. 5 minutes in, though, everybody make me an awareness or a perception check. Hearing, if you've got anything that specifically helps you with hearing.
I have a chance.
Just my roll ability. No, my new eyes interfere with my hearing ability. I rolled a 12.
Okay. All right. Anybody get better than a 17 or a 17?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Critical fail.
One or the other.
Laszlo stops hearing everything. It's complete silence. You've gone deaf.
I've critically failed, and I still have a 12.
So Skunk comes up short, and first person behind Skunk is Elena. So it puts out a hand. It's like, hold on. There's a steep drop here. Kind of goes down on their hand and knees, holds the edge, kind of dangles for a minute, and then drops. And then you hear from a little bit below, it's about a 6-foot drop.
Okay.
And then you see their light kind of readjust so you can see. It's a natural cavern, and you can hear the sound of like water trickling.
Everyone got their 50 feet of rope, right?
I do, actually.
Monofilament cable.
Actually, I take that back. It's 60 meters of rope.
Even better.
Did you want to use any of it or not? You just got.
It's like the stairs still behind us, or no? You said we are passing into.
No, you've passed you've passed the stairs into this room. They have these old diesel generators, and there's a crack in the brick wall that you went through. This narrow kind of crevasse, and now there's a drop.
Not enough rope to tie to generators, but anything firm to tie up to something here?
There's nothing here. It's just like a big crack in the earth. I mean, if you had a piton or something to hammer into the wall.
Yeah, I get that. That was more to the other players.
Oh, I wasn't paying any attention whatsoever, so I just keep walking.
You hit Laszlo.
Stop Laszlo from walking over edge of cliff.
Where? No.
Look down.
Oh.
Yeah, it's only like a 6-foot drop. It's not much of a drop. You see
there's
Skunk
more
down there,
question.
kind of waving everybody, holding up the Coleman lantern, saying, "Come on, it's down here."
He must be know how to get back up. He got down there enough.
All right.
Unless
down.
he's going to eat us. I don't
Yeah.
think that. But,
I'm dropping down while we're talking about things.
Okay, so there's this fissure in the brick wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Do I have some duct tape. Good. I have a little bit of rope. Perfect. So I get
You've got 60 meters of rope. It's long enough that you can tie it to one of the generators.
no, something else.
Mhm.
So I cut off about how wide is the fissure?
That you're going through. It's maybe 4 feet wide.
Perfect. I cut off like 2 meters of rope. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to adjust that to 58 meters of rope. I use my sword if I have to. And I set up a basic booby trap with the grenade.
Ooh, okay. You have any skills with explosives? Or, I mean, for trap making, you're going to need demolitions or a skill.
Elena, you want to tie off this for me? I think someone is following us.
No, you're welcome just to make a pure stat roll if you don't have the skill, which is fine.
Yes,
it's not difficult. I mean, all you're doing is making a tripwire to pull out a pin on a grenade. It's not difficult.
You would say that, but it is also my worst stat. Well, no, empathy is now my worst stat. So hopefully this.
Demolition is not great for me.
All right, demolitions. Here we go.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what?
we
I'm going to
can
use 2 points of luck. So
Okay.
whatever this roll is, add 2 points to it.
Sure. No
16.
problem.
That's good.
Yeah, no problem.
No, you're about the same as me in terms of skill level.
You have a 5 in tech in your tech?
I got 6.
Oh, wow. That's
Not bad.
Not great.
So you set up a little booby trap with a grenade. Oh, what kind of grenade was it?
Fragmentation.
Okay, yeah, not bad. All right.
That's what I got off the dead person.
So everybody drops down this little 6-foot drop, and what your lights illuminate is this cavern, where at the very bottom it looks like during the explosion there was this ravine that opened up to the harbor. It was just enough that this cargo ship slid into the ravine, and it's beached here on a bunch of concrete and steel. There's some water, kind of old stagnant water, pulled up against it. When the reclamation project started, they basically just foam-created everything up. So it's it's maybe knee-deep water, but it's stagnant. It's been here for a while, and then there's just this cargo ship beached in the middle of this cavern. Still seems to be intact. You see the big cargo containers, most of them still lashed to the top. Some of them have broken off and slid. Some of them are in the water, but for the most part, it's intact.
What sort of, are we talking like a standard current day cargo ship, or is it
I am going to drop a picture.
Okay, so I'm just sort of.
Yeah, and yes, it is kind of a current day looking. These are completely computer controlled. So it's basically just a big floating platform where the top level has got 2 cranes and it's just stacked with cargo containers.
All right. It's computer controlled.
Yeah.
I'm immediately thinking, oh, maybe I can get the computer to work. Marius, can you help? You might better hack something with that too.
You can't tell if the hull is intact or not because it does sit heavy in the water as it is. And the water is, again, it's only like knee deep.
Well, if we could get things started up, we could get a manifest of all the cargo.
Have you been onto the ship, Skunk, or will you just see it?
I went looking around.
So do you know a good way to get onto the ship?
I got shot at when I went looking around, so I didn't get very far.
Put that in the brochure.
Wait, I want to go back to this him getting shot at on the ship. Who shot at you?
The ship did.
Automated turrets. On a gun.
Oh, so it still has power.
Maybe. I don't know. There
Skunk
is.
just shrugs.
Does this thing have a network you can hack into?
It's got to have some. Well, maybe not, but I don't know if we don't try.
Yeah.
If you want to scan, there is a network. It's
Ooh,
very
it does have
short,
power.
like even where you are, which is maybe a couple hundred feet away from it, you're barely registering the fact that it is broadcasting, but it
Okay.
is.
Well, I don't want to connect here and then get disconnected and then get fried. So, actually, I don't. I might have the cyberware that doesn't.
Yeah.
But
How close can you get us
Yeah.
there before we get shot? But we'll move up to within range, just outside of range. Not
Yeah, to
within
be
range,
able to
just outside
connect
of range.
in red, you have to be within 9 meters of a node to be able to hack in.
Can we get
So-
close?
well, I guess we could stand beside the boat and see what happens. Or as
Yeah.
close to the boat. 9 meters is a lot of space. It's like 90 feet ish, right?
Yeah,
Roughly.
It's pretty close. Yep.
So, I mean, we might as well go as close as we can get and see what
Oh.
happens. And
Bumble, can you see any automated turrets or anything with your fancy eyes? Look with your special eyes.
Perception check.
If it matters, I do
If you have tactics.
Well, I have the smart goggles, which lets me see in dark, but I do have teleoptics, so I can zoom in for.
Yep. So
800 meters.
what I'm saying is this is an enhanced skill check. So like another skill will help this. So like if you make a tactics check, you would know better where to look for automated turrets.
Yes, I do have that. Let's see. That's under education.
Good. Our combat specialist has tactics. Excellent.
11.
Okay, yeah, it counts.
Critical fail.
That gives you basically makes.
I mean,
you
that was a
+1.
critical fail.
I know, but a critical fail just subtracts the number
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
number you roll.
Yep.
So I might still pass.
You did. It was just a simple check. A 9 is all you needed for it.
I still pass.
Yeah.
Because I know where they put guns.
Mm-hmm.
On the outside.
And then now make your perception check. Any visual augmentation that would help the roll, +1 from the augmented skill check.
Then teleoptics would add a +1, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So
just push the
Plus two
button.
total.
See what happens.
+1 on that.
Ooh.
That's 20.
nice. Okay. You look and you would expect that there's probably something for a close-in perimeter, but it would also make sense that on those two loading arms, the way that you would mount something on top of those two for exterior defense. And sure enough, you do see two mounted like Gatling cannons up there. And you also are assuming, looking around, that some of those pillbox looking things that are near the crates are probably for close-in defense as well. With your augmented vision kind of zooming in, you do notice that there are some red lights showing that there is power to the ship still.
He has earned his money. There are Gatling guns up there. We can sell those.
If nothing else, the power generator alone will be worth something. Still running out all this time. All right. Yeah, we need to get close enough to disable the system, or at least get us access to it.
I'll do my best.
Yep. Elena's a techie person, so it uses the same kind of technologies that powers nuclear subs at the time. So I mean, it's got a power plant.
Yeah, that'll be wild. That'll go on for. That'll be going on long after we have gone. Unless we blow it up. Ooh, we could blow it up.
Okay. All right. What do you guys want to do?
Is they try and get closer to hack the network without getting shot?
Okay, so who's in the lead? You all just kind of pushing Marius ahead until his network says you're within 9 meters.
Skunk knows where they got shot. So that gives us.
Well, Skunk tells you I was able to climb up on the side, and I was about to put my foot right on the top deck there when there were shots, and I just dropped
Can't get
off.
close. All right. Yeah.
So if I just hang off the edge. That might be
In
enough.
worst case, I can use some sort of makeshift antenna, so I just poke that over the edge if we need to get something over the edge of the sight for sight lines and stuff.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we can jimmy ourselves something. Does that make sense, Bert?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So you get close, Mario. So yeah, it is. It's a private protected network. It looks like its range was never intended to be very long. It looks like it's the turrets, the gantry, cranes are probably all what was on that network.
Okay.
But it is a secure network. So as you're scanning it and checking that out, where's everyone else?
I tried to assume an Overwatch position.
Okay.
If there is one, it's kind of a ledge as far as I know.
Yeah. I mean, you can stay at the top ledge before, it's kind of bowl shaped. So like there's a ledge at the top and you kind of went down to where the ship is and where there's water. So you all are wading through some water. If you want to stay up at the ledge, you can do that. And that would kind of give you a good oversight of the whole ship and then the tunnel behind you.
I'm with Marius.
You're with Marius. Okay, Laszlo?
Yeah, no reason not to be.
Okay. All right, good enough then.
I'm with Pinball. Just put that out there.
You're with Pinball. Then both of you guys
Get to listen for an explosion.
make me perception checks. If you've got anything that helps with your hearing, add that to it. Just you two.
Nope. Other than my roll ability. It has not failed me this time. Your loud music has made you immune to explosions.
You got a 20 Pinball?
That I did.
Okay. In which case, what you hear is not an explosion. You hear this, it's like a very rhythmic tick, 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 like metal on stone. And it's getting a little bit louder. So what I'm going to have you do now is roll initiative, just the two of you.
All right. Initiative. What do I throw my points into, which I have to do now? I will put my points into anti-fumble. I can no longer fumble for combat rolls.
Okay. All right. So Pinball, you can start it off then. What it is a drone. It's like a spider leg drone that's coming in on the ceiling through that little crevice that you were following, and it's got an infrared targeting sight. And so what keyed you in that you were in danger is like it's got the little sight right between your eyes, and you see that it does have a mounted armament on it.
Luckily, my glasses pick up infrared, and that's why I saw it.
All right. So this is going to be at about between 13 and 25 meters, so third range band. What do you have for a weapon?
Well, I got my rifle.
Got your rifle. All right. It's a DV of 15 for that range. If you're assuming you're shooting, I mean, you could just be taking cover. What do you want to do?
I take cover after I shoot.
Okay.
I mean, what cover is there available to me?
Well, you can just go off to the side of the crevice because it's still coming down this tunnel and you have more room to maneuver out here. So you can just duck to the side.
Technically, there's another person there that could be cover.
Technically, yes.
I am smaller than him. This shouldn't count.
Unfortunately, the game mechanics don't care about your size.
You have to grab him.
I think I could. What's your brawling? Not good? Great. Less than mine. Fantastic. Anyway, that aside, I in a very stately manner, I go contact, and then I raise up the rifle, take a shot. I want to try out the mechanics for auto fire, Bert.
Okay.
This is a good range for it, isn't it?
So across 10 bullets, you can't aim.
Well, aiming's -8 anyway.
Mm-hmm. And do you have the auto fire skill?
Yes, it is the skill. Ranged weapons, shoulder arms, and auto fire.
All right. So you've got a rifle, which means the DV is a 17 at this range with auto fire.
Correct. So I'm going to try.
Okay. And
I miss.
okay. You spray at least 10 bullets around the crack in the earth.
Oh wait, I said I spent it on anti-fumble, so technically I got a 14.
Okay, still
It's not
miss. It's just a
17.
miss. Yeah.
Yes, I still miss, but not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, it's a drone, and you said you want to take your move action to just take cover.
Basically, yeah, I moved to the side of the
Okay.
hallway. It has to come down.
All right, the drone rolled really horribly for initiative. So 40, you're up. You do see this red light that kind of halos right between Pinball's eyes. He shoots and then ducks to the side. What do you want to do?
What distance did you say it was?
It's in the 13 to 25 band.
That's bad. I would like to
You
get
look up
cover
what I
first.
just rolled.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, say that again, Michael.
I did it full cover or no cover.
You're going to take full cover?
Uh,
There's nothing but full cover. You either
Yeah,
you
I was
take
thought
cover or
about
you
that.
don't. Yeah.
So yeah, she'll let off her displeasure as contact with what as she leaves the lamp where it is and goes behind a boulder.
Okay, yeah, you duck down. In which case it doesn't have a target because, well, actually it does because 40 ducked behind a boulder instead of getting out a direct line. So it's going to shoot the boulder and try to get through. Let's see here. Oh, wow. It misses completely. And it marches forward. So its move will take it out of that little niche. It climbs up the wall so that it now has more of a target, meaning Pinball, you're no longer behind cover just by getting out of the way.
so it's right next to me then?
No, it's kind of skittered up the wall right outside of the crevice, but now it has more range of maneuverability. So just going left or right is not going to give you cover anymore. You have to get behind something now. But it missed hitting the large rock. And now 40, you can see it's a drone. It's some kind of spider bot that is armed.
Did we hear the bullets?
Yes. I assume that neither 40 nor Pinball have silenced guns. So
The rifle is not.
well, especially since you did a full auto, you all heard like yeah.
Oh,
Well, let you think on that, and let's ask what the rest of you are doing after you hear automatic gunfire going up, and you probably see the light as his barrel shoots off those 10 rounds.
Panic.
poke Marius in the side to get those guns on our side.
That's a good idea.
All right, Marius.
Wildly.
Yeah, Marius, if you want to try to hack into the network.
Because it went so good last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good thing I got that book. I learned that I have to jack in first.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do
Well, you're already jacked in. That
Okay.
happened on the free. Oh, sorry, puppy. I stuck a thumb in his eye. You okay, buddy?
Oh,
Yeah, you okay? Okay. So you've already jacked in now.
Okay.
Yep.
So I need to do a Pathfinder, but I get a +2 on that.
Okay.
So how do I roll interface? Can I just?
You should be able to just click on it.
Where is it? Oh,
I think it.
Roll abilities are actually at the top, and they are hidden by the edit button, which I think is a very bad idea. There's no. We should all probably put a custom skill and put it in our character sheets
I
that
was going
way.
to say that's where I've added my medical tech.
Okay. Well, I'll do that later. Okay, so it's it's a excuse me, 7 + 2 + D10. Unless do I also get Do I add an attribute to it as well, or no? Just the class role, class modifier, right?
Sadly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, come on, better than 1. Oh! So, there we go.
All right. What's your total then?
Oh, you're going to make me do math.
Yeah.
So that's 8 and 7 is going to be 15.
Okay. You're in.
Okay, so that's the Pathfinder. So that reveals.
Okay, and
the
so we'll say
general-
about this time is when you guys hear the gunfire. So you basically have the map of the systems. You have you see the crane arms, you see the 2 machine gun mounts at the top, although they're both saying that they're out of ammo.
Okay.
There are smaller gantry defenses on the top, which are both showing that they're 50%.
Okay.
And you're getting errors everywhere. Hull breach, temperature coolant issues with the nuclear stack. You're getting low power, and it's giving you the whole branch of technical stuff that's causing the low power.
Okay. So the gantry guns that have ammunition are those ones that I think or someone could have told me that I'd be able to use them for defensive purposes against these.
Well, the two that are on top of the crane heads are out of ammo. And those are the ones that would shoot further out.
Oh, these other ones couldn't do that?
The other ones can't. They're all very short range.
Okay. Could the crane reach over there?
No, too far of a distance.
Okay. Well, I guess we shut off the perimeter defenses.
Okay.
That's what I
At
want
the
to do.
very least, let us get on board and don't have them shoot us. Even if still...
Well, you got to shut off the defenses first. So
okay,
we'll do that. That would be control if I can get to them.
Mm-hmm.
So is it one? I do one node at a time.
Right.
So now is jacking in is a meat action? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I get 4 net actions. I've used 1 for backdoor, so I'll take the ones up to 3 that I'll try and do the ones that are closest so we can get on, and maybe use like the hull for protection.
Right. So the perimeter defense, the close defense ones, is all on one node. So that's just one action to access that node.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. So 7. Now I don't.
Remember, if you want to spend luck, spend it before the roll.
Oh yeah, let's do that one. This isn't a backdoor check, so that doesn't help. So I've got 4. Sorry, I don't have the character sheet memorized. I don't remember everything goes. I'm gonna spend 4 luck and drop me to 0.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll to take away the perimeter defenses we just talked about. The 1 node. So 4 plus 7 plus. So 11 plus 3 is 14.
Oh, yeah. You fail.
I fail.
You fail, which sets off another branch of alerts in your goggles.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no recourse to failing a roll unless we have bits, which we have none right now. You can only spend the luck before the roll. So it's just a fail. You fail to control it. You can try it again. Actually, no, you can't try it again. When you fail a roll, you have to substantially change the situation to be able to make the roll again. So so instead of taking control of it, for instance, you might try to short it out or sabotage it instead of just shutting it off, which would be a different thing.
Okay, so so in let's do something quick. Let's short it out.
Okay, you'll make them non-functional completely. You'll shunt power to them and try to short them out. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Elena can fix it later.
Yeah.
Once we're back on the boat, right? Like, I mean, it's got to be quick so we can survive. So, D10 plus 7. Come on, big money. Oh, okay, 14.
Also fails.
All right, so I'm just going to shut the power to the entire boat down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what? And then I get those warnings done.
Okay.
I don't know what else I can do here. So let's try this. And if this doesn't work, you can just shoot me.
Right.
6 and 7 is 13.
13. So shutting all the power down was remarkably easier. It's an everyday task that needs a 13.
Okay. Should have done this one.
So you shut everything down, and as the last screen goes down, you horrifyingly notice, though, that as you shut all power down, that include the coolant system. So the warning thing about the pile overheating starts to increase very rapidly just as everything winks out on your control panel.
I'm just going to jack out. We'll deal with that next round.
Okay, so now let's have everybody initiate.
Okay. I think I know where I need to. All right. And the good rolls keep continuing. Sorry, guys. I'll get better at that one day.
We got a
Already
9,
Press
a
X for
9.
doubt.
I've only read the introduction in my new net running book. So
You know those improvement points we talked about?
I was just thinking that I'm going to have to do some reading.
Weak initiative button? Can't remember.
Very
At the top.
right at the beginning.
Oh, right. Yeah,
It says initiative on it.
Oh,
yeah that doesn't look
nice.
like any other buttons that we have on the sheet. So well done.
No.
And Stephen and 40. I don't see yours yet.
You
I
want
was
me to
gonna let
initiate
them rest
again?
on
Yeah, yeah. All of you guys do it as well, since we're all in this now in a new time setting.
Boo.
Nothing worse.
Okay, so Elena, so shots fire. Marius pops out and basically says, "I've just turned everything off." Or actually, what do you say to everybody? As you,
I'm just going to be like, you know, I got the gun shut, or the perimeter defenses have been shut down. But we probably shouldn't stay here for too long because I think it's going to go thermonuclear. But we'll deal with that later. I got time.
I move on. I scramble onto the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you scramble up into the ship. That's a move
I'm
action.
putting
Once
stuff
you're up.
with me if I need to do that.
Yeah. So you have no idea what the threat is. You're too far away to see. So you take a move action to get up there. Is there another action you want to take? So it's just rows and rows of double stack cargo containers up here, and again the two lift arms on the front and rear.
Can I take a second move action, or is it only
Yes.
one move action?
Yep. You can take a
Okay,
second
take
move
a
action.
second move action to head towards the bridge.
Okay. Head towards the bridge. Good enough. So you were first with the initiative there. The next up, I think, is Pinball. So this spider bot is now out of the crevice, is clinging to the walls, able to get a better view on you and 40.
So what's its range currently?
It is one range band closer, so it's the 712 range now.
That is less good. So I'm just going to take a regular shot at it as I move to... Is the boulder 40 behind big enough for both of us?
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot and then move behind that same boulder.
Sounds good. Regular shot, or are you auto firing again? Or
regular shot.
Okay.
That was a 20. I should have rolled this instead. Now I got to do 5d6. Great job, me. 5d6. 19.
Okay. It does have armor as it has a metal shell. You do blow some chunks. You see sparks, but it seems to still be mobile. And then you duck behind the boulder. Bringing us to...
And then I cheekily say, "Don't you have guns? Shoot at it."
Marius and Laszlo, what are you guys doing? You hear more gunfire up top.
I guess get on board, since I know those guns have been deactivated. I don't know
Okay.
where else to go at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Scamper
the
up.
safest. I'll have to jack out. I think that's a meat space action. So
Actually, that's the cool thing about the new Cyberpunk RED is that everything is like a display. It's like virtual reality. So like you're never not also aware of what's going on in meat space.
Right.
That's why you get a meat space action as well as net actions.
yeah, I'm just gonna hop over the edge and just cower.
Sure. Yeah. Both of you get over the edge and then you duck down to take some cover. Bringing us to 40.
It's not in line of sight, right? Because I'm hiding behind the boulder.
If you pop up, it is. Remember, when you take cover, it is all or nothing. So when you take cover, you cannot see your target, but you can pop up with a move action and shoot. which leaves you out of cover.
No, I'll wait for it to come around the corner and make it the shot off first, but that's 50% chance it's not going to shoot me.
Okay. So I'm sorry, are you taking a shot at it then?
No, I'll wait till it comes around.
You're gonna wait till it comes around. Okay, yeah. So its turn. It is going to maneuver so that it can get a beat on both you and Pinball. So it basically just scuttles across the side of the wall until it comes into the side, so it can see you past the boulder, and then it attempts to shoot, but this little drone can't hold that much ammo. So there's just the sound of the firing pin knocking a few times. Is it?
So we heard the click of a gun.
Well, you hear it try and fire, but it's out of ammo.
It had one bullet.
No, it shot a bunch of bullets at me first. Or me at the boulder first.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's effectively taking you out of combat. So let's just go out of rounds. And what are you guys doing? So the thing is, ineffectively, they're trying to shoot you, and you just hear the firing pin click, click, clack, clack, clack.
See, if 40 were thinking rationally, it'd be steal it, try to reprogram it. She's not. So she's shooting it.
Okay. You don't need to roll. It's at this point, you just fire a few shots into it. It falls down on the ground. What are you guys doing now? Everybody that's on board. Again, it's just rows and rows of these double stacked cargo containers just down the line. Elena, you were heading to the conning tower, the bridge.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, the ship's still up and running, so I'm trying to get to the bridge to take control.
I don't actually, Mars. Did you say that you powered? You didn't say that you powered the whole ship down. You just said that you took down the defenses.
No, I failed taking down the defenses, and the
No,
only thing
what did you tell us?
Yeah, what did you tell them?
I just said that I took down the defenses.
Right. So yeah, he doesn't know that the ship doesn't have power.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. My apologies.
Yeah.
All right, Elena, you run to the bridge, and what you notice is the main antenna. So how this would be controlled globally through like GPS and all that has been destroyed, which is why the network isn't going very far. It looks like it just didn't fit through the crevice that the whole ship fell through. There's substantial damage to things as well. The other thing you notice is that it's really hot. Like the ship itself is really hot as you get to the bridge door, and when the power went out, for safety concerns, all the bolts open, so like the doors are not locked. You just push through in, and it's basically there's no human compartments in here. This is all set for computer control, so it's basically computer banks. There's no convenience in here for like a human pilot at all. This is all
the banks
remote control.
Would be cold, right? So it would take a while for the. I assume the heat is because the nuclear reactor's going critical, but that's only just recently happened, so I wouldn't have had a chance for the metal to get hot, even though the air would be getting hot. I was just sort of thinking, how can I realize that? Oh, this heat is very recently done.
Mm-hmm.
And go, what would cause heat on this? Oh shit!
Okay. Remember, you guys can communicate with each other as well, since there's effectively two.
Marius hasn't talked about squat.
Yeah, they haven't said anything up there.
Marius, none of these computers seem to be working.
You take that back. I put contact for radio.
Yeah. Oh, about the computers. Yeah, when I said I took down the defenses, I kind of had to turn off everything. It was the only way it was going to work. There was no other option.
Any kind of safety protocols?
I didn't have time for that. There was bullets flying. I'm just rebooting the system, and I'm sure everything will come on, and dinosaurs won't be the guests.
Rush off to the engineering deck. I'm going to try and shut this down manually. Failing that, we're all going to go up on a big, huge radioactive ball.
Make me some kind of tech roll to see if you can figure out what's going on.
Yep, I can make you all kinds of tech rolls. What tech roll do you want? Basic tech?
Basic tech would be good enough for this.
Okay, 17.
Oh, nice.
All right, yeah. The problem is that all the safety protocols were shut down as well, since Marius basically just did the effect of just shutting everything down, which included the coolant systems.
But
So
usually these sort of systems have manual backup, so at least you can force the control rods in.
right. So the problem is you need to figure out one, how to take care of the fact that all of the restrictions that would keep this from happening to get them back online. So you're looking around, you're looking for any kind of manual override and all that, and you don't see anything. But you do
what I'm thinking
see.
is actually go down to where the engine is.
Well, okay, what I was saying, though, you don't see anything up here that you can actually interface with, because again, the whole thing is not designed for a human being to be in here. You do see an interface jack.
Marius? Oh, wait, I've got that now. That's a vehicle. Let's drive boat. I've got to drive boat. I can drive a boat.
Yes, it is in fact it is a vehicle link up. So
I
yeah,
do hear that. I do hear that now.
Pinball and 40. You've got a drone out here. Now shot to heck, laying down. It's fairly old. Sure enough, it only had a very small supply of ammo in it.
So, are you good, 40?
Kicks it a nudge it with a foot a couple times. Yep, good.
I shall change magazine and you throw it in water.
Oh, it's non-functional. It's yeah.
There's no reasonable way that I can actually determine that.
Other than 40 shot it to bits. Like there's nothing.
That doesn't.
Okay, yeah,
that doesn't,
fair enough.
That
Okay.
doesn't mean I know like the transceiver is still transmitting or not transmitting. It's has a video camera on it, all that. So I chuck it over into the water.
Well, you know, there's no network connection to the outside because we can't get it.
I was waiting for somebody to make that connection.
I realized that, but there was had no reason to bring that up. But
So you kick the drone over the sides. You hear the satisfying kerclunk as it hits the water. Everything's quiet.
I've still heard no explosion. Don't know if they found that or not. So it's like that was at least 50 cents of duct tape. I am annoyed if it does not go off. And I'm going to take a radio into the ship. What is the situation there? I am going to take this overwatch position and cover the entry. 40. Look for other ways they could potentially come in.
Captain Urson.
Mm-hmm.
You are to call me Pinball.
All right, so let's just to paint it again for you. So the drone came out of this narrow crevice, right? It's a natural formation. It's not a tunnel that's man-made. So that's really the only way that you know of to get in and out. So 40, do you go down into that crevice?
Down?
Or into the crevice? Or do you, what are you doing? Pinball has asked you to scope out.
Yes. 40's still trying to get a head around how this thing got in here and if it can get out the same way.
Right. It followed you down the crevice that you
No, I mean the ship. How the ship got in here and how it's.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Your light can't actually get down that far to see much of anything. Like you can see their lights kind of moving around, but it's a fair drop to where they are. So you can't really see the condition of like the cavern wall or anything. But yeah, it is a puzzle as to how a cargo container got down here into this cave.
Yeah. Captain
So
Erkson's directions were to see if there's any other way something can get to us. And since it came through the way we came, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going the other way to see if there's any ways people can get around from the other side.
Okay, so again, you're going into
Towards
that
the ship, yeah.
So you are going into that crevice then?
Yeah.
Okay, good enough. Pinball, where are you going?
Taking position to see, keep a bead on, where the bot came through. Make sure no one else comes that way.
Okay, so 40 is going into that. Crevice. So are you following or just staying outside to cover 40?
Staying outside and covering. I've changed out my magazine. That's about it.
Okay, I'll get back to you in a second. Back on the bridge, Marius and Helena. Yeah, so things are heating up quickly because the safety precautions were bypassed when the power was cut off. You just found the jack, plug yourself in, and sure enough, that's exactly what it is. This is a vehicle. The entire is a vehicle. So once you plug in, again, the first thing you notice is everything's powered off. So you look around and you find the power.
Power it back on.
Okay. As soon as you power it back on, you start getting all of these error signs that are flashing. Core temperature is high, hold breach. All of these errors are coming up all over the place. Core breach. You see all the safety protocols showing. It's not going if this thing does overheat, it's not going to be like a big nuclear explosion. These things are very safe, but it will slag this entire ship and probably a good amount of area around it. But it's not going to be a nuclear explosion. It's just going to slag everything.
Fun in that.
But it's quickly approaching that point.
Okay, fine. We'll reestablish the safety protocols.
Okay, so I would like you to do. I'd like a tech roll to this to figure out how to do this correctly.
What sort of tech roll do you want?
All right. So what do you have for vehicles?
One that has luck added to it.
Yes, don't worry. I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Whereas C vehicle tech, I assume, is the one you want.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. All right.
We'll be dumping all 7 points. I assume this is the one roll I'm making, so I'll be dumping all 7 points of my luck into this.
Okay.
That gives me a base of 16 plus D10, which is whatever critical fails I get.
Now, before you roll,
21.
Cool. Well, what were you going to say? That's a perfect roll.
I was just going to say if there's anything I can do to help out. I've got some basic tech experience, but it's not necessary.
So yeah, in the future you can do that to give him a bonus. But no, you're able to. You get the safety protocols going. You follow everything that you're supposed to. The issue is some very necessary systems are damaged to the no longer functioning point. You can bring it back down to where it was, so you're not going to be in immediate danger of the whole thing becoming slag. But that's a temporary patch. There's a lot of systems errors going on. And here's how we're going to end the night. 40. You go down that crevice, checking to see who might be coming up behind you, where that drone was coming in. When you hear the clatter and then the thump, 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 and Pinball's frag grenade rolls and stops at your toes, you notice the pin's been pulled. And we'll stop there.
How dare they pass my 16 roll? I call foul and shenanigans.
Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure what happened to Richard. Did he send a message anywhere? I've got silent mode.
No, but if his power went out or something and his computer went down, which does sometimes happen, obviously goes no computer to leave a message with.
Well, good enough. Jameis, you want to plug your blog?
Yep, the links are in the thing. Just my name at Blogspot. I even have a new post from yesterday if you were reading it avidly.
Good stuff. Of course, Richard is streaming on his channel now. He plays lots of cool video games on there. Usually
that is limited time offer, no vows.
No vows. Exactly. And if you found us, you know where we are. But just in case, here are the social links. Go to BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com. Get all the links there, as well as the podcast. 13 years worth of good stuff there. And everybody else in this stream are internet infamous, as in no fame on the internet and don't wish to be known on the internet. So there we go. Right. Just say goodbye, everybody. Let's call it a stream.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, all.